Rich girl math, watch it grow. Every dollar's got somewhere to go. Rich girl math.
Hello, this is Retta. Welcome to Rich Girl Math. We talk about investing for women. Grab your bottle of water, settle in, and let's learn today. Nobody teaches women how to invest, so we do. Do add your comments, share, and subscribe to our channel. Quick disclaimer before we start. This video is for educational purposes only and is not financial advice. What if I told you that a single, simple rule could help you build a full year's worth of savings without feeling like you're depriving yourself? Most people think saving money requires extreme sacrifices, cutting out coffee, skipping meals with friends, or freezing your spending entirely. But what if there was a quieter, gentler way to reach your goals? Today, we're exploring the $50 rule, a straightforward principle that's changed how thousands of people approach their finances. If you're looking for practical, sustainable ways to build wealth, subscribe to this channel because we break down money strategies that actually work in real life. The $50 rule is deceptively simple. Before you spend $50 or more on anything, you pause. You don't buy it right away. Instead, you wait. This waiting period isn't about punishment or deprivation. It's about clarity. When you give yourself time to sit with a purchase decision, something interesting happens. Your brain shifts out of impulse mode and into intention mode. That shift is where real change begins. Let's talk about why this works so well. Impulse spending is one of the biggest wealth killers in modern life. Research shows that the average person makes around 200 unplanned purchases every year. That might not sound like much individually, but when you add them up, those random $50, $30, or $75 purchases become thousands of dollars that could have been saved. The $50 rule creates a natural speed bump between desire and action. When you implement this rule, something powerful happens over time. Let's say you're the average person who might make 5 impulse purchases per week in that $50 range. That's roughly $250 per month that you're now questioning before spending. Over 12 months, that's $3,000. But it gets better. When you actually avoid even half of those impulses, you're looking at $1,500 saved in a single year. That's real money. That's a solid emergency fund. That's a vacation or a new laptop or a meaningful contribution to your future. The beauty of the $50 rule is that it doesn't restrict your life. You're not saying no to things forever, you're just saying not right now. When you come back to that item 3 days later and you still want it, go ahead and buy it. You have permission. The rule isn't about denial, it's about ensuring that your spending is intentional and aligned with what actually matters to you. Implementing the rule is straightforward. You'll need a simple system to track when you're tempted to spend $50 or more. Many people use their phone's Notes app or a basic spreadsheet. Others prefer a small notebook kept in their wallet or bag. What matters is that each time you encounter a purchase in that range, you write down what it is, the price, the date, and when you can revisit the decision. This simple act of documentation creates accountability. Here's where the rule becomes even more powerful. Documentation reveals patterns. After a few weeks, we'll notice that you consistently want certain types of things. Maybe it's home decor, maybe it's gadgets, maybe it's clothing or fitness equipment. Once you see these patterns, you can make smarter decisions about which categories actually deserve your money and which ones are just noise. Many people worry that the $50 rule will make them feel restricted. The opposite is true. When you stop making impulsive purchases, you actually feel more in control of your money. There's a psychological benefit that goes beyond the dollars saved. You're building what behavioral economists call a decision muscle. Each time you pause instead of impulse buying, you're strengthening your ability to make intentional choices. This strength carries over into every area of your financial life. Let's look at a real example. Sarah, a marketing professional, started using the $50 rule 3 years ago. In her first month, she documented 6 impulses to buy things in the $50 to $100 range: a wireless speaker, a plant stand, some kitchen gadgets, a subscription service, a fitness tracker, and a coffee table book. When she reviewed them a week later, only 2 of those purchases still felt important to her. The others had lost their appeal. Over 3 years, she saved approximately $4,000 using this single principle. That money became her emergency fund, which later became the down payment on a small investment. The $50 rule also changes your relationship with wanting things. In consumer culture, we're taught that wanting equals needing. We see something, we want it, we buy it. The rule interrupts that cycle. It introduces a gap between desire and action. In that gap, clarity emerges. You start to notice the difference between genuine needs, considered wants, and fleeting impulses. This distinction is foundational to building wealth. Another benefit is that the rule naturally encourages you to comparison shop. When you're not buying immediately, you have time to check other retailers, read reviews, find discount codes, or discover that an alternative product might serve you better. You might save another 10, 20, or 30% on the purchase you ultimately decide to make. That's money layered on top of the purchases you decide to skip entirely. If you found this insight valuable, please like this video, and let's keep building your financial confidence together. Implementing the $50 rule also creates a psychological gap that reduces what researchers call lifestyle creep. Lifestyle creep happens when your spending automatically rises to match your income. You get a raise, and suddenly you're buying more things without consciously deciding to. The rule combats this by making every larger purchase a deliberate act. Over time, you'll naturally spend less even as you earn more. And that difference is where wealth accumulates. One question people often ask is whether the threshold should be adjusted based on income. The answer is yes, absolutely. If you earn significantly more than average, your $50 threshold might be $100 or $150. If you earn less, it might be $25 or $30. The specific number matters less than the principle. Set a threshold that represents roughly 1% of your monthly take-home pay. That ensures the rule is meaningful without being harsh. The timing of your waiting period matters too. 3 days is ideal for most purchases. 3 days is long enough to let the impulse fade, but short enough to still take action on genuine wants. If you set a 30-day waiting period, you might lose track of your decision. If you only wait a few hours, you haven't really given your brain time to shift gears. 3 days hits the sweet spot for most people's psychology. Let's talk about how this builds 12 months of savings. If you earn $50,000 per year, your $50 threshold represents 1% of your monthly income. Over a year, if you consistently avoid half of your impulse purchases that fall into that range, you're looking at $1,500 to $2,000 saved. That's 1.5 to 2% of your gross income, which is substantial. But here's the thing. Most people find they avoid more than half of their impulses once they implement the rule. Many report avoiding 60, 70, or even 80% of the purchases they initially wanted to make. The cumulative effect is remarkable. 12 months of faithfully applying the $50 rule typically results in savings that represent between 2 and 5% of annual income. For someone earning $50,000, that's between $1,000 and $2,500. For someone earning $100,000, it's between $2,000 and $5,000. These aren't small numbers. These are life-changing amounts of money that can be directed toward emergency funds, debt reduction, or investment. What makes this rule so sustainable is that it doesn't require you to earn more or work harder. You're not taking a second job or picking up gig work. You're simply becoming more intentional with money you already have. That's powerful because sustainability matters more than intensity. A rule you follow consistently for a year beats an extreme budget you abandon after a month. Another reason the $50 rule works is that it's flexible. If you absolutely need to break the rule, if there's a genuine emergency or a time-sensitive opportunity that matters deeply to you, you can. The rule is a guide, not a straitjacket. But you'll find that when you have permission to break the rule, you rarely feel the need to. It's the restriction that creates rebellion. Give yourself grace and flexibility, and you'll follow the rule more consistently. The rule also works well because it creates positive momentum. Each time you successfully wait 3 days and decide not to buy something, you experience a small win. Your brain registers that you've made a choice aligned with your values. These small wins compound psychologically. You start to feel more in control of your money. That feeling of control is addictive in the best way. It motivates you to stick with the rule and often inspires you to make other positive financial decisions. Many people who start with the $50 rule find themselves naturally extending similar principles to other areas of spending. They might adopt a 1-week waiting period for purchases over $200, or a 1-month waiting period for major purchases over $500. The principle of pausing before spending becomes a habit that extends throughout your financial life. Before you know it, you're not just saving $1,500 a year, you're saving significantly more because you've transformed your entire approach to money. Let's address a common concern. Won't waiting 3 days mean you miss out on sales? The answer is nuanced. Yes, occasionally you'll miss a specific sale. But statistically, sales happen constantly. If you miss one sale, another will come along. The money you save by avoiding impulse purchases far exceeds any discount you might miss. Plus, when you do decide to buy something after your 3-day waiting period, you often have time to find it on sale anyway. Here's a practical tip for implementing the rule effectively. Use your phone to set a reminder 3 days from when you document an impulse purchase. When that reminder comes up, take 2 minutes to genuinely reconsider. Do you still want it? Can you afford it without impacting other financial goals? Does it align with your values? Give yourself honest answers. If the answer to all 3 questions is yes, buy it guilt-free. If any answer is no, let it go and document the money saved. This process takes minutes, but creates tremendous clarity. The psychological shift from this rule is profound. Most people spend money reactively. They see something, they want it, they buy it. The $50 rule shifts you to proactive spending. You decide what matters to you ahead of time. Then you evaluate new purchases against those predetermined values. This is the mindset of wealthy people. They're not reactive, they're intentional. Other research supports the power of the $50 rule. Studies on decision-making show that adding a time delay before purchasing significantly reduces buyer's remorse and increases long-term satisfaction. When you buy impulsively, you often regret the purchase within days or weeks. When you wait and make a conscious decision, we're much more likely to feel good about the purchase long-term. The money saved isn't just the dollar amount. It's also the elimination of the psychological burden of regrettable purchases. Let's talk about what happens when you accumulate the savings from 12 months of the $50 rule. You have between $1,500 and $5,000, depending on your income level and personal discipline. What can you do with that? You could build a 3-month emergency fund, which is a major step toward financial security. You could pay off high-interest credit card debt, which costs you money every single month. You could invest it, which means it starts earning returns for you. You could save toward a meaningful goal, a down payment, a trip, a career transition. The point is, that money is now available for your actual priorities.
Rich girl math, watch it grow. Every dollar's got somewhere to go. Rich girl math, she already knows. Rich girl math.